If you're looking for a cheap and reliable place to buy or sell your FIFA 23 Ultimate Team coins, check out u4gm.com and use code ELITE, ELYYT, for 5% off at checkout. The market post Team of the Year was very healthy. Everything was going up in price. In fact, cards that were 500K before Team of the Year, some of them rose to 800, 900K over the course of the last couple of months. But now the banks are failing. Stocks are dropping. Families are going hungry. Coins are being lost left and right, and everyone is panicking. Unless you sold all your cards and just went liquid, which was probably the way to go. But now we have got a perfect storm brewed up by EA, and I'm going to explain why cards are dropping, which cards are dropping the most, which ones will rebound to make you profit, and which are going to be great long-term holds as investments. So if you guys are excited for today's video, do not forget to drop a like on the video. It helps me out a ton. It helps the algorithm, helps the videos, and all you got to do is click a button. Let's go for 222 likes. That would be awesome. So right now we are obviously in the Footballers promo where we're getting free cards or close to free cards every single day. You go out, you submit an 83 rated squad, you get yourself a Kulichevsky or a Bamford or a Luis Diaz. Today it'll be Oxlade-Chamberlain, and you can upgrade that card from an 86 to an 88 and get another 88 rated card from the objectives, which means that everybody's getting pretty good cards to throw into a Premier League squad, and everybody who had a Premier League player that was tradable is now selling them to replace them with the free cards. So the market is dropping because of that. And then on top of that, you've got a lot of people with La Liga teams, Bundesliga teams, etc., switching to Premier League squads just because they're getting so many free Premier League cards this week. And so the market is going down a ton. We're getting all these free untradeable cards. What's the point of the tradable cards we have right now unless they are super, super meta? So anything in that mid-tier range from 50,000 coins to like 400,000 coins is all going down because of this promo. But on top of that, we're seeing other cards drop for other reasons, like the Road to the Final and the FUT Fantasy cards. FUT Fantasy cards, of course, are club-based games. So they need to play club matches to get upgrades. And some of them played one match this weekend. We've just seen the final matches for that. And if they didn't win, or if they didn't score 2 goals, or get 2 assists, or get any sort of upgrade, we're seeing them all go down in price, of course, because if you didn't sell into the hype, those cards were going to go down. And now we are entering into an international break. So we're going to talk about how that's going to affect the price of these cards, and already has. Now, right now, we've got 83 plus double upgrades, an 82 plus times 20 upgrade. And here's the deal. This can be repeated 20 times, and all it takes is club stock to complete it, because you just need to throw in exactly gold cards, which can be gold commons as well. And then for this one, you need exactly gold rare cards. So 22 total cards gives you I guess 20 total, because you get those 75 plus packs in return. 20 gold cards, 20 random gold cards gives you 2 83 plus cards, which a lot of people are using to throw into the 82 plus times 20 upgrade or into the new mixed campaign player packs and the campaign upgrades, which came out yesterday. Now, with all of these upgrade packs and player picks, and all of this combined into SBCs, along with the fact that not a ton of people are opening their packs right now because there's nothing in terms of promo going on in packs, we're seeing fodder rise in price a ton. So 83s to 85 rated cards that are fodder are all up in price, and they are spiking every single day at 6 p.m. UK. So if you want to make some coins on a lower budget, the best way is to go out and buy 83 rateds, 84 rateds, 85 rateds right before content release. Maybe not even right before content release. Buy them earlier. Buy them at nighttime and then wait until content release, and you'll see a spike in price. We'll take a look at the cheapest 83 right now, which is Schmeichel. Schmeichel is 3,400 right now, so he's actually up a little bit from the past couple of hours. So as it's becoming morning and Europe's waking up and now North America's waking up, we're seeing this card rise a little bit. But take a look at yesterday. As we get closer to content, he goes up, but he was 2.9K during the night. And then as we get to content release, he shoots up all the way to 3,500. So that's a rise of 600 coins on that card, but that might not seem like a lot. But if you think about it, you buy 100 of those at 2.9K. That's 290,000 coins of an investment, and then he rises to 3.5K, and you sell all those cards for 3.5K, that's 350,000 coins that you're selling those cards for. And if you take the 5% tax, which at that price is about 17,000 coins, 337,000 coins minus the 290 profits about 47K. So just there, you're making a ton of coins from buying at nighttime and in the morning and then selling right after content release, because every single day they're dropping a lot of upgrades, but you're guaranteed to get a new Oxlade-Chamberlain card today. And roughly what they've been requiring for every single squad has been between 82 and 84 rated cards. 83s have always been needed, but you can also go for those 84 rated cards. We'll take a look at the cheapest one of those. We'll go for Mertens here, who's going for 7.1 thousand coins. So he's also gone up in the last couple of minutes. I'm not sure if I've missed something where a new SBC has maybe dropped this morning, but maybe I can take a look at one of the other 84s that, like Sancho here. Is he up to 7.1? He's up to 6.8, not quite as much, but let's go ahead and take a look at his hourly graph yesterday and see, did he spike at all at 6 p.m. content? And as you can see, he was about 6.7 thousand coins, and then at his peak after content, he was 7.7. He dropped back down to 6.9, and he's been a little bit more volatile, up and down, but he went from 6.9 to 7.7. So if you buy 100 of those, 690 to 770,000 coins. It works. And let's go ahead and take a look at one more, see if that just proves our point. We'll look at Savic here. And Stefan Savic, who's also 6.8K. We look at his hourly graph yesterday, and he goes from 6.8 to 7.5 after content release. So another card that works very well. And it's been happening pretty much every single day. If we look on Saturday, same exact thing. Goes from 6.9 to 8.5. On Saturday, it went up even more. On Friday, he went from 6.6 to 8.6 again. Huge profit margins on these cards. If we take a look at Kasper Schmeichel again, just to show that 83 again, we look on Saturday. The card went from 3.3 beforehand to 3.8. On Friday, he went from about 2.9 to 3, all the way up to 3.5, 3.6 again. So pretty consistent every single day. These cards are spiking in price. Just buy them in bulk as much as you can, and then go ahead and sell at that content release. Now, when we're seeing the release of these cards every single day, we've got, the Kulusevski, we've got Oxlade-Chamberlain happening today. What a lot of people are doing is they're taking their cards that they have already in their club or in their squad, and they're selling them to replace it with the free cards. So for Dejan Kulusevski, we're seeing a drop in price for right-wing cards in Premier League. So if we take a look at the tracker for the day, in the last 24 hours, we're going to see how these cards have changed in price. And let's go ahead and take a look at the prices now, top movers over the last 24 hours. And we're going to talk a little bit about these cards at the top in a minute, but I want to talk about these guys here, like Lucas Moura, a right-wing card in Premier League. We saw this coming, of course, because we saw it on the first day when Luis Diaz came out, all the left wings dropped, right? Then when Patrick Bamford came out, strikers dropped, maybe not quite as much as the other two, because Patrick Bamford isn't quite as desirable to use in the game as the other two. But we're seeing this happen every single day. So Lucas Moura goes from about 72,000 coins, and now he is down to 59,000 coins, and still dropping as more people complete this squad building challenge. Then we've got Bukayo Saka. He is now 78K. He was about 96, and a couple of days ago he was 108. So we can see people preparing for the drop here, and then the actual drop happened, and now he is down to 78,000 coins. If we take a look at Phil Foden and this card here, same exact thing, goes from 280,000, then yesterday he was 270,000, and then now he has 221,000 coins, a drop of about 50,000 coins on that card. We continue to scroll down, we're going to find more examples. We got the Gabriel Jesus who can play on the wing. Firmino might have a couple of different reasons why he's dropping, of course, with Liverpool being out of the UCL. Leon Bailey, even, not as much of a card that's ahead of the power curve, still went from 33,000 down to 27,000 coins. So today, we're probably going to see a big drop on cards that are center mids, center defensive mids, and center attacking mids even in Premier League. You don't want to be holding on to any of those cards right now. If you've still got any of those cards, you're probably losing coins already. but you will lose more if you hold till 6 p.m. UK or after. So I would get rid of any of your tradable center mids from the Premier League because those are going to go down today. And you can look forward to every single day on which card is going to be dropped because in objectives, it tells you. So we have a huge advantage to get ahead of the curve by looking at the play to style here, where we can look at March 20th, where Oxlade-Chamberlain's coming out today. Grealish is coming out tomorrow, so center attacking mid, maybe left wing if Grealish can play there, are going to drop in price again. Then here we've got right wing again are going to get hit, so if they didn't get hit enough when Dejan Kulusevski dropped, they're going to get hit again by Madueke. And then we've got Ederson, so goalkeepers from the Premier League are also going to drop a ton here on March 23rd. So get rid of them. Don't hold on to these cards at all. And of course, we've also got Danjuma, who a lot of people are going out and doing out of this objective, but that takes a little bit longer, so I'm not sure he has as much of an effect on those left mid, left wings as that Luis Diaz did, because it's a lot easier to get that Luis Diaz card. Anyways, so we're seeing a huge drop in price on those cards because of these objectives. But let's go ahead and take a look at the fantasy FUT cards, because we know we're on international break now, and with the international break comes a lot of impatience. So let's go ahead and use these cards as an example. We'll use Upamecano because he's one of the cards that had a little bit of a surprising first game where they played against Bayer Leverkusen and they lost the match, which is great for me as a Dortmund fan. And now I'm absolutely crapping my pants about this match after we come back from international break. But Upamecano, of course, with Bayern Munich, kind of had a chance of going 6 games unbeaten and avoiding defeat. But now that is completely over. And a lot of people also thought that they would get that one win before the international break, and they didn't. So here's the thing. He got his appearance. He's going to get 3 appearances unless he suffers, an injury that keeps him out for a month and a half. But he's going to get the 3 appearances inevitably. And the clean sheets, I would say, are probably likely. And the win is guaranteed. Bayern will win one of these matches. There's no doubt in my mind. I'd put my house on it. So with that being said, he's likely to get one here. He's guaranteed to get one here, and he could get a third one here, which is going to take this Upamecano card from 88 to 91 rated. And the card is very, very good, but we have several factors to consider. I think that this is going to be a great long-term hold, and it's going to be a great investment. But right now, there is not a lot of demand, and there's a lot of impatience because nobody wants to wait 2 weeks for this international break to be over because there's no club games going on. And then after they come back from international break, they have to play against league leaders Borussia Dortmund, which isn't like a guaranteed win despite their great track record against us, I will be honest. So with that being said, they have, one of the tougher games in their first game back. So if they don't end up getting a win, maybe they draw, maybe they lose, then he's going to go down even further. Now, he finishes the last 4 games. I think Bayern are going to be very heavy favorites, and, all of those 4 matches are probably going to be favorites in that match as well against Dortmund, but they're guaranteed to get some results there, maybe a couple clean sheets, and maybe, Upamecano can get his 3 appearances by the time they play against Freiburg in that third match. So we've just got to wait until that happens. Now, if you want to get in now, we're looking at prices that aren't terrible but could go a little lower. Like Dayot Upamecano at 515,000 coins. Looking over the course of the last couple of hours, he has dropped from 780K at his peak, 740K is what he was sitting at most of the time. He dropped all the way down to 496,000 coins. So a huge drop in price on Dayot Upamecano's card so far. But again, he could go lower because there's really no huge demand for this card right now. And if we take a look at his graph yesterday, we can see he already made one recovery in price where he went from 490 to 535, and then he dropped back down to 490. We're seeing a little bit of a recovery now as we get into the morning, but to be honest, as we get closer to FUT birthday during this international break and all of that, he could go back down to 490 and possibly a little lower. So it's all about just timing this investment right as we get later in the week. I don't think you're in any rush to buy right now. See what happens over the next couple of days, because what I will tell you is that there's not going to be a huge rise in price out of nowhere on this card, because why would there be? There's no matches for another 11 days for Upamecano. And even then, is he guaranteed to get an upgrade during that? No. But here's the thing. If you hold long-term, you're almost guaranteed to get profit into hype for matches and into hype for upgrades. So even for cards that have some really, really tough matches over the course of the next few games, even when they come back from the international break, like Diogo Jota, who has Manchester City away at the Etihad, Chelsea, who are very good defensively, so it's tough to tough to score on, and then league leaders Arsenal, and back-to-back games. It's not an easy schedule once Diogo Jota returns, and we're seeing that even though he didn't even play a match this weekend due to the fact that a lot of Premier League games got postponed because of the FA Cup, we're seeing Diogo Jota drop in price as well. People are like, I don't want to hold this card over the course of the next 2 weeks. And now he's down to 215,000 coins. Just 2 days ago, he was 296,000 coins. He hasn't even played an eligible match yet for this promo and won't do so for another 10, 11 days. And this card, 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills, it's a card that could keep up long term. Once Team of the Season even comes out, if this card gets a plus 3 upgrade, you're looking at a 92 rated Diogo Jota with, 93 pace. You're looking at 90 plus shooting. You're looking at, 93, 94 dribbling. You're looking at mid 80s on physicality. And now you're looking at a card that's worth easily 500,000 coins. Now, the other thing you also have to consider is the power curve going to change by then when he gets these upgrades? Of course, Liverpool are going to win one of these 6 matches, even if they end up losing the first 3. But here's the thing. If they don't get any upgrades in the first couple of matches, he could go even lower. So it's all about luck with those games. Do you want to hold through the matches, or do you want to sell into the hype? So my final thought with these cards, if you want to guarantee your profit, is to buy over the course of the next 48, 72 hours even. I think you have time. Pick those cards up and hold until before their next league match. And that's when you sell. Even if they're underdogs, even if they're favorites, you sell. Now, if you take that risk, you're looking at most likely losing coins, and most likely losing a lot of coins, because we've seen people take the risk this week. And when they took the risk this week with Upamecano, and they lost, and they went from 790K to 490,000 coins, that, if you buy several, could lead to you losing millions and millions of coins. And even when the cards, even when things work out for these cards, like with Saliba, who ended up beating Crystal Palace yesterday, this card didn't do terribly great either. Take a look at his price over the course of the last day. He's about 1 million coins flat right now, and yesterday he was over 1 million coins. So despite the fact that he is now due to get an upgrade, he has dropped in price. There's only been a couple of cards that have actually gone up due to their first match. Alexander Isak is one of them, because he's going to get a +2 upgrade and already looks like one of the best strikers in the league. That card went up in price. He was one of the cards that I actually really advocated about. We could see that coming from a mile away. But Alexis Sanchez is not a card that I had called out. I had not predicted this rise. But as you guys can see, he went from 570K to 700,000 coins. And I think a lot of this is due to the fact that both of those players earned a +2 upgrade in their first match. So for Alexis Sanchez, if we take a look at his card up here, he not only got the win, but he also got the 2 goals and assists completed on the first game, just like Alexander Isak did. But if they don't end up doing that, even if they only get the win, a lot of times they drop after the game. So the idea is to sell into the hype of that first match. We've got a long break. We've got only a hold of about 10 days, which isn't terrible, and you aren't really pressed to buy right away. Now for UCL, it is basically the exact same concept. For the road to the final cards, we're looking at cards that are going to be dead for the next couple of days. Very cheap in price. Even cards like Barella, and they get to play against Porto in the next round, which I would say, despite the fact that Porto is in great form, they're doing very well, is probably the easiest matchup of all of the quarterfinal matches. Inter Milan got them. And this card is already, subject to getting that upgrade to 91. He's already gotten those upgrades. but he could get another there as we get closer to the quarterfinals against Porto. And the good news is once we return from international break, they are not going to be given 2 weeks off like they normally are, where they play 1 week, they get the next midweek off, and then they come back to UCL 2 weeks later. It's going to be UCL on Tuesday, Wednesday, first week, and then they're going to go Tuesday, Wednesday the next week to kind of catch up with things after this international break. So we're going to see a quicker turnaround for leg 2 on these UCL matches, and similarly, with the other Europa League and Conference League, but Europa, of course, is structured a little bit different. So as we look at some of these upgraded cards already, you can see the ones that are already out and cannot get upgraded anymore, like Malen, Lucas Moura. But the ones that are still in, I think could go even higher. I really do like Barella as an investment to sell into the hype of the first Porto match. And even Alaba. Again, people are very impatient. And here's the thing. The longer you wait, the closer we are to these cards starting to rise again. And to be honest, you can probably wait till they start rising again. But you're going to be missing out on a little bit of those extra profits. So the lowest that Alaba has been is a little less than 1.2 million. But as you can see, he peaked at about 1.6 million coins before this market crash. So there's definitely a lot of value in this card. There's definitely a lot of potential for this card to be one of the best center backs in the game. Of course, he's only 5'11", but if they end up going through in that next round, Real Madrid, this card gets another +1. He's already got 5 stats, 85 and above for a center back. That is absolutely ridiculous, and the price shows with it. But even that hype for that next match could bring this card up, in my opinion, 100,000, 150,000 coins, which leaves you a lot of room to make some profit on that kind of card. So for SBC fodder, to recap, we're looking at cards that you can get at night for a little bit cheaper, in the morning for a little bit cheaper, and then you just sell right at 6 p.m. content when they spike up due to the new squad building challenges for the road to the final. And for the FUT fantasy cards, these are going to be great long-term holds. And for everything else, we're looking at cards that continue to drop for free in FUT Ballers. So if you've got any center mids, any goalkeepers, any wingers from the Premier League, you should already be liquidating those cards, getting rid of them, and making sure that you don't lose more coins than you need to because of this FUT Ballers promo. A lot of people have already lost coins. Be very smart with which cards you stay liquid or you stay invested in. Right now, I'm mostly liquid. I only have a couple of cards like Atal's Road to the Final. So I'm pretty liquid right now. I'm playing it safe, and I think that for the most part, unless you're looking at a long-term hold on either of those Road to the Final or the FUT Fantasy cards, you should probably be pretty liquid as well. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really do appreciate your guys' support, and if you made it to the end of the video, go ahead and type the secret comment word of the day, which is going to be McGeady. You guys see him on the screen there, Aiden McGeady. Only true OGs of FIFA remember how much of a baller this guy was back when he was at Everton for a couple of years. He had 5-star skills, but actually 1 year, EA gave Aiden McGeady 4-star skills, and they made the McGeady spin a 5-star skill move, which meant that if you had Aiden McGeady in FIFA, you could not do the McGeady spin with Aiden McGeady. Just a little bit of FIFA history for you guys. If you didn't know that, absolutely hilarious. McGeady is the secret comment word of the day. And if you comment that down below, I'll make sure to drop a heart on that comment. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.